Hello! Today we'll be solving the problem number 80 of Leetcode, remove duplicates from sorted array 2. Given an integer array nums sorted in increasing order, remove some duplicates in place, such that each unique element appears at most twice. The relative order of the elements should be kept the same. Since it is impossible to change the length of the array in some languages, you must instead have the result be placed in the first part of the array nums. More formally, if there are k elements after removing duplicates, then the first k elements of nums should hold the final result. It does not matter what you leave beyond the first k element. Return k after placing the final result in the first k slots of num. Do not allocate extra space for another array. You must do this by modifying the input array in place with O of constant time memory. So, to explain my solution, I will use the example provided by the question, the array 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. We'll solve this using a two-pointer approach. To start, we'll loop through all the elements of nums. We'll keep track of the loop using I, and we'll keep track of our second pointer under the name of findex. And we'll keep track of the number of times a number has appeared under the name count. We'll begin the loop at the first index of the array, and the second pointer at the beginning of the array. Count will also start with a value of 1 because we will always read in at least one number. In this loop, we will compare the values found at nums I and nums f, as denoted here. If the two values are equal, then we will increase the count. Then, we'll check if we have exceeded the number of duplicates. If not, then we increased the second pointer. Finally, we'll replace nums f with nums I, with nums f denoting nums findex. If nums I does not equate to nums f, then we will increase the second pointer and reset the count. Then we will substitute nums f with nums I. We'll continue doing this for the entire array, and as you can see, we end up with findex equals 3. As you can see, it is lacking by 1 since we instantiated it with a value of 0. So you will simply return this value plus 1. To begin coding this, we will first define our counter and our pointer, which will look like this. To begin coding this, then inside the loop, we will make our comparison and check to see if there are more than 2 of the same elements and act accordingly. Finally, we'll simply return the second pointer plus 1. As you can see in my code, I also added a line that checks for an array with the size of 2. This line isn't really needed as the loop will still take care of arrays of this size, but it does give some assurance regarding an edge case for this problem. So if we press submit,